I am Vismaya Vasudevan, second year BA Political Science. About my race, a song, Poykayil Appachan. Not a single word about my race is seen, but of other races, I see histories in plenty. Histories in this world, each of them conceives two races. But then, not a single word about my race. Alas, there was nobody here, no one at all in the past, to write the story of this race of mine. The thought grieves me. Therefore, let me add, in my own tune, a few notes. The story of how the earliest occupants came to be regarded as wretched in Kerala. I am not ashamed to unveil the weaknesses of my race, forever called the cursed progeny. All blame us without hesitations, and are they to blame us till this earth and sky perish? How can God, He who gave shape to all, allow this to go on? Translated by Jessica Sudhir M. And now let's read about the author. Poykayil Appachan, who was also known as Sri Kumara Gurudevan, who was born in 1879 and he was died in 1939. Poykayil Appachan was a revolutionary Dalit leader and social reformer hailing from Iraviperur near Tiruvalla in central Travancore. He was born to parents who were slaves bonded to an affluent landowning Christian family of the locality. During his childhood itself, he came face to face with all the agonies and distresses that a life of slavery and social discrimination entails. During the 4 years of schooling that he received, he was introduced to the Malayalam alphabet and stories from the Bible. During his school years itself, he was forced to help his parents by tending cattle and working in the fields belonging to the landlord. He started his work as a preacher at the age of 17, as a part of which he organized the early inhabitants of the region, who were subjugated and enslaved by the dominant upper caste Hindus and Syrian Christians under the most degraded forms of slavery in Kerala. His disagreements with the church led to his eventual exit from the church in 1910. With the open declaration in a colonial court, he started his own organization called Pratyaksha Raksha Deva Sabha, which encompassed all sections of Dalits across subcaste divisions. He was an inspired orator, an instant poet, and a learned organizer. He used carefully crafted songs and spirituals for organizing people for their liberation and social emancipation. They addressed the Dalit masses and contained profuse references to their lives, dreams, and fantasies. Appachan liberally used materials from folk literature, rhythms, and styles popular in his locality while composing these songs. He was nominated to the Travancore Srimulam Prajasabha twice, first in 1921 and again in 1931. And he initiated many legislative reforms for his people and similar depressed social sections. Appachan's efforts started bearing fruits when people outside the periphery of Tiruvalla came to form Pratyaksha Raksha Deva Sabha units in various parts of Travancore in early 20th century. People from various Dalit communities cooperated with him and the movement became a part and parcel of the general liberation spirit of the Kerala Renaissance. He was also a member of the Sadhujana Paribalana Sangam, which social reformer and Dalit leader Ayyangali founded in 907. Appachan's speeches and songs created a subaltern space of ethical inquiry and resistance in Kerala in myriad ways and contributed to the democratization of society and polity. They together paved the foundations of modern Kerala along with the pioneers of Kerala modernity such as Sri Narayana Guru, Chattambi Swamigal, Taikad Ayya, Ayya Vaikundar, Sahodar Nayyappan, Shavara Achan and Vakam Maulavi. The early contributions of Christian missionaries in education and healthcare in 19th century may also be remembered here. About My Race, a Song is the first song in a series that forefronts the question of race. The concept of race, which refers to the evicted and marginalized first people of Kerala, occupies a central place in the works related to Pratyaksha Raksha Deva Sabha. This song has the honor of being recited by Appachan in the Legislative Assembly of Thiruvidampur in the year 1921. This article, that is about the author, is adapted with modification from the article Poykayil Appachan, Practitioner of Critique and Co-option by Dr. Ajay S. Shekhar. And now let's look on glossary and explanations. In this poem, we can see the word. The word in the original poem, Appachan uses the word aksharam and most translators have opted for the word alphabet. And the other word that we can see in this poem is race. The word has a special significance with reference to Appachan's poems and the literature of the Pratyaksha Devasabha. I repeat, the word has a special significance with reference to Appachan's poems and the literature of the Pratyaksha Devasabha. It denotes the original inhabitants, the first people of Kerala. And the another word is conceives. Conceives means form or devise an idea. And the other word is grieves. Grieves means saddens or fills with grief. And the another word is wretched. Wretched means a person in a deprived and unfortunate state. And the next word is unveil. Unveil means uncover. And the another word is progeny. Progeny means offspring, children or descendants. And the last word is perish. It means end or get destroyed. And now let's look on comprehension questions. Answer in a sentence or two. The first question is, what does the word in the opening of the poem represent? And the second question is, which is the race identified by Poykayil Appachan as my race? And the third question is, how do the histories in this world conceive humanity? And the fourth question is, what is the cause for the grief that poet feels? The fifth question is, how does he attempt to overcome the feeling of grief? And the sixth question is, who according to the poet are the earliest occupants of Kerala? The seventh question is, what is the poet not ashamed of? And the eighth question is, what does the word cursed progeny in the poem indicate? And the ninth question is, what are the members of the poet's race blamed for? And the 10th question is, what is poet's question to God? Now let's look paragraph questions. Answer in not more than 80 to 100 words. The first question, what is the nature of histories according to Poykayil Appachan? The second question is, why was there no one in the ancient world to write the story of the poet's race? The third question is, what is the story that the poet wants to write about? And the fourth question is, why does the poet dismiss any sense of shame associated with the present condition of his race? And the fifth question is, how does the poet bring in the concept of divinity or God in the poem? And now let's look essay questions. Answer in not more than 200 to 250 words. First question is, Poykayil Appachan's poem About My Race, a song is a criticism of written histories. I repeat, Poykayil Appachan's poem About My Race, a song is a criticism of written history. Elucidate. And the second question is, Poykayil Appachan's poem About My Race, a song, attempts to locate the intricacies of Dalit life in Kerala. Explain. And the third question is, how does Poykayil Appachan's poem About My Race, a song, represent the people belonging to his race? Thank you.